raise your hand feature, and I'll just kind of go down the line and take questions that way. But we'll start with Danielle. Just overall thoughts on the inaugural season.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words what this year meant and what the season meant away by our resiliency as a group and the success that we had down the stretch. I think we knew we drafted a talented team, and we're excited about the group that we have. And it didn't go as planned early on, and we hit some adversity along the way. And I think priority of ours was to build a culture of success and to have really good people in our locker room and in our room, and that I think is the reason that we had the playoff run that we had. We came together as a group and played for one another, and to have the success we had down the stretch, heading into playoffs, in the playoffs, and to put the team in a position to compete for the Walter Cup at the very end is all that you can ask for. And if we'd scripted it better, we would have been hoisting that trophy. But just really proud of our coaching staff and our team for what they were able to accomplish. And for the success of the league as a whole, it's been incredible. The support around not only in Boston, but all 6 markets. It's something that, I can't thank Boston enough for coming out and supporting us all season, and everyone who's been a fan of the league. It means everything to us.
Courtney, just same question for you. Overall thoughts on the inaugural season?
Yeah, definitely just echo a lot of the same things Danielle just said. Just a resilient group that, we went through a lot of ups and downs throughout the season, but the way they stayed the course and stuck together, and just a great push at the end there to get into playoffs and then to make a run for the cup, and just to come up a little bit short. But just so proud of this group. And I think, as a staff, we really came together as well, and we had a great time off the ice, which I think is so important to enjoying your job and showing up every day and being the best that you can be. And I think if, 9 months ago, you said to us that you're going to sell out, these huge facilities, the Bell Center, Scotiabank, we're in Detroit, and I can't even hear myself think on the bench because the little girls in the crowd are singing Taylor Swift. I don't think we could have ever imagined that. We dreamed of it for sure, but to really do that in our first year, I think is just a tremendous accomplishment to this league and to the growth of where our game is going. So I think we're just ecstatic for what's to come, and really looking forward to, hopefully bringing home that trophy next year.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'll open the floor now to questions. Just please raise your hand and go down the line here. We'll start with Esteban.
Thanks. Thank you, Faith. And Danielle, I guess this is my question is for you. Obviously this time around, it's the draft is different in the fact in just that you're not building a roster from scratch. How does that sort of change the strategy this time around?
Yeah, it's a different exercise, that's for sure. I think we've established a really strong core and an identity in how we want to play, and now it's adding the pieces that make us a little bit better and allow us to finish the job next year. And so looking forward to a draft where we're looking for 3 to 4 players we think are going to impact our lineup right away, and as opposed to 15 of last year. And there's incredible talent in this draft, so I'm excited for it.
Take a next question. Okay, Gail, go ahead.
Courtney, I know that you, after the loss on Game 5, you talked about what the season meant and everything. But what are you looking for your core group moving forward? Because you have, Megan and Aaron and Hillary, definitely. So what are you looking from them next year? I know it's early, but is there something that you can pinpoint to where it may get you over the hump with that core?
Yeah, I think now that we've, gone through a full season and know what the, rigors are of the travel and the training every day and how physical our game is, I think we can prepare in a way that, when we get to Game 5, next season. We don't run out of gas. And so I think that's a big thing. And I think, from those three specifically that you mentioned, just tremendous leadership. I think, culture was a huge focus for ours the entire season. And I think, now that we've established that, and it's exciting to be able to go into a group that they know what the expectations are. They know, the day in, the day out of what's expected of them. But I think continuing to grow and how they grow as hockey players, and not get complacent, and definitely continue to lead our group on to another championship run.
Perfect. We'll go with Ralph Garcia.
All right, let me get that audio up here. First and foremost, congratulations again. It's been an absolutely fantastic season, more than we could have expected. Jan Marmer, Coach Kessel, it's the next step, which is the draft. So looking at the team this year, it looks like the team has the pieces of the puzzle together. I guess Hillary would want more herself. But I'm wondering, where is the team looking to add, specifically in those first two picks? And are you looking to add a veteran or two in later rounds? Because it's so important for these veterans to be able to help these young players grow.
Yeah, I think that, you hit on the veteran piece of things. Like, we're looking for players who can impact right away. And so that's proven players who've played at the highest level. We weren't sure what the adjustment to this game was going to look like with this league. And we've seen that it is a big step up from college, and even a step up for these national team players who are used to playing these 3-week tournaments. And now they have to find a way to sustain and be productive for a 30-game season plus playoffs. So definitely looking for experience and proven ability in the early rounds of the draft.
Thanks. There's no specific area, side of the ice you're looking at, defensive, offensively, nothing specific, nothing you want to give away right now?
I mean, I think that's when you look at our lineup, we didn't have the 15, 20 goal scorer that you see in some other markets. So there's a high-end elite goal scoring forward, a forward who can hang on to pucks and allow plays to develop. And then, just as much as we're looking to add offensively, we're looking for D who can and plays in the neutral zone, transition quick. I think we score more goals if we play less hockey in our D zone. So if we can have tight gaps and plays early transition, play more offense, that's also going to lead to goals. So we're really looking to just add, like I said, the proven experienced player, and really looking to pick the next best player overall.
Thank you so much, lady. Looking forward to it. We'll see if we got some more.
Go back to Gail.
Danielle, if you could, I'm not sure how the contracts work. I know that the first 3 signings, that they're multi-year deals, but you have a lot of players that are their contracts expired. And how are you looking to build that roster from this year? Are you waiting till after the draft? Can you wait till after the draft, or do you have to address some of those contracts earlier?
Yeah, so my plan's to wait till after the draft. I think with just ending our season only a couple days ago, right now what's most important is preparing for the draft. And then we have this exclusive window to re-sign players on our own team who are on expiring contracts before June 21st. And then the 21st is when free agency opens. So my plan of attack is to go draft first. That's going to tell us a lot about the needs that we have or don't have coming out of the draft, who we need to prioritize in our group to get back on our team, and then move into free agency from there.
John, I saw you posed a question in the chat. Do you want to ask that question, or is there any other questions?
You gotta unmute, John. That's my writer who covers the team for us. But yeah, he did ask, is this a deep draft by the numbers or by position?
I think it's deep draft numbers, just because we have players coming out of Europe who were on contracts last year and weren't able to come over and enter our draft. So not only do you have the players coming out of NCAA and U Sport, but you've got players whose contracts were expiring or are expiring in Europe and the SDHL who are going to come over and join this draft. Next year's an interesting one as well with the end of that COVID year. So it'll be every junior and senior will be going to graduate next year. So it's another deep draft, but won't be as many current pro players like we're going to see in this draft.
Perfect. Take another question from Gail. On top of it.
Sorry, I feel like I keep monopolizing. Courtney, I know this question is for you and Danielle, but you first. You had your first year behind the bench with the coaching staff. How happy are you with the staff itself? Are you looking to keep everyone together? And Danielle, do you have any like added input to that?
Yeah, I think we really enjoyed our experience in our first year together on the bench, and I think a young staff that's, you know, willing to grow and develop, but we enjoyed every step of it, and we definitely got better from day one. And I think that's, you know, the expectation for everyone is, you know, you come in September, and by the time you hit Christmas and then the end of the year comes, you know, you need to get better and you need to learn and listen and grow. And you know, Steph McHugh came obviously from Ottawa University and just tremendous knowledge of the game. We coached together at the under-18 Team Canada level, and Pernilla Winberg from, you know, Sweden, I thought was a really neat add for us just to bring in a little bit of that European side of the game. And just, I think she played in her first Olympics when she was 16. So much, you know, experience from her as well. And I think, you know, we're moving forward together, and I thought we did a good job, and looking forward to next year.
Yeah, and I'll just add, I mean, I think Court hit on it. We talk about development in our organization from top to bottom, not just with our players, but with our staff. You know, we're a young staff and we have a lot of growing to do and learning to do ourselves. And, you know, wanted to make sure that we had a staff who felt that way. And that's something that, you know, Courtney mentioned, and what I really like about her style is that she's always looking to get better and always looking to surround herself with people who make her better. And I think that Steph and Pernilla did that for us this year. And I'm excited to see all three of them continue to grow and evolve and develop. And we've got, you know, a lot that we want to do this summer to get better, and excited to see how that comes through next year.
Okay. Gail, I don't know if you have a follow-up to that. You can't. Go ahead.
I do too.
Okay. We'll go Gail and then Ralph here.
My follow-up is actually for Danielle for the draft. Who are you bringing with you to Minnesota to make the selections? Is it just you, your assistant GM? Is Courtney going with you? Is it going to be collective? How are you going to make those draft selections?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Paul Nemitz Carlson with me again. He helped me out and led our draft last year, and is just phenomenal in terms of understanding the talent, the different leagues, how they compare. You know, he's been in women's hockey for such a long time now, has coached at every level, and somebody I really rely on. And so he'll be there with us. My assistant GM, Megan Turner, will be there, and Court will be there as well. So excited to have like a kind of eclectic group in terms of everyone's experience, and then to have a coaching perspective. Court knows so many players from like the Hockey Canada side of things, and players that she was recruiting at when she was at BU and at Princeton. And so I think the four of us together have quite the wealth of knowledge when it comes to this draft class.
We'll go with Ralph.
This is for Danielle. Last time we were together with coach and some of the players, I got to ask them this question. Danielle, this one goes to you. So the GM number one, last year you have the draft, the league's not playing yet, and then the league plays. So I went through with Courtney, Kessel, and some of the other players about what it's been like this year to see these drops, to see this attention, to see this league blowing up, all of this success, the filled arenas. Some of the players telling us that they've never been a part of a team or any organization. They can skate when they want, practice when they want. They have everything that they need, and it now finishes with this wonderful run that came up, of course, a little short. And now we go into this draft, the first draft after the inaugural season. Danielle, the excitement of going to St. Paul, getting there and knowing now you're building after year. I'm getting excited asking you the question. Getting excited, building this now. I mean, the excitement level is crazy. So here you are, you're getting ready to go to St. Paul. Just that feeling inside of you of the first year of the success. And now, next Monday.
Yeah, like this is my game 5 of the Walter Cup. You know, I don't get to impact the game, and it kills me as much as I want to, but the players get to do that. That's Court gets to do that, and this draft is my opportunity to help make our team better and to put us in a position to be successful going into next season. So I'm ecstatic for an opportunity to add to our group and continue to shape what Boston hockey is all about.
Now, I just have one last thing to add. So I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee. That's a little 45 miles northwest of Nashville. John Doucette is my partner and writer at NDSC Sports, who actually sits there covering the games. I told John last week, John, I think it's going to happen, and I have to take the trip. I'm going to have to take the trip and get up there and see the team play and coach. How about this time we get the Walter Cup?
Sorry, was there a question in there, or was that just a comment?
No, it was a comment for the coach.
Sorry,
it was
I was listening. I was ready.
Okay, right. You're waiting for the question, but just adding on that I'm very excited and I want to get up there and see this. The excitement is building everywhere. John was telling me that there are people in the building from all over. We're part of groups on social media. The people asking to fly from out of the country to Boston to go to Lowell. What a ride.
It's incredible.
So, and my closing is, listen, good luck. We look forward to it. Coach, you know, we'll be back at you again. John's not going anywhere, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I'll also raise the point of any final questions. If not, we'll take the last one from Gail.
So this is for Courtney and Danielle, if you both could touch on. I know we asked, someone asked after game 5, and Jamie Lee answered the question, but with the logos and the names supposedly coming out this summer, this is a 2-part question too. Do you have any thoughts in your mind of what you would like PWHL Boston to be named? And I know that they're talking about possibly looking at different venues. Obviously, TD Garden would be the best place for PWHL Boston to play, but if you couldn't play there, if you could step up elsewhere, would it be like a Gannis? Do you have any input in that, or is that strictly the league?
Yeah, I'll touch on that. For the name, I mean, I'm not a part of that process. They're keeping that pretty tight with the league and with people who are better suited to make decisions like that. But I'm excited to find out. I'm hopeful that it's something that encompasses the city of Boston, whether that's, talking about the waterfront and being on the seacoast, if it's something that has to do with the Revolutionary War. I mean, there's so many directions that you could go, and I can only imagine that they've picked a great name for us, and I'm looking forward to finding out what that is. And what was your second part of that question?
It was about the venue. I know
venue. That's right.
that he was looking at the venues, and I know that Lowell was a great place for people in New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine to come down to, but it was harder for people from Boston to get up. So Lowell was great and accommodating, but obviously the best would be TD Garden if you could work out a deal with the Jacobs and, be able to play there. But if there wasn't, would it be like a Gannis or somewhere in the city? Or were you happy? I mean, not unhappy in Lowell, but what would be, if you had any input like about that, the venue?
I mean, we loved being in Lowell. It was the perfect size for us. We were averaging 4,500 tickets a game. So obviously there's a little bit of room to grow there, and we started to sell out towards the end. So we may already be starting to outgrow that. But I think it's really important that we're in a place that makes it give us the home team advantage, and that we feel the crowd. And so while I think that, we certainly can get a big crowd at TD Garden, can we do it at a consistent level? And I think we're much closer than we maybe thought we were when we headed into this season. So that's, obviously ultimately the dream is to be able to sell out or to get close to that size arena, for 15, 16 games a year. But I think, it's hard to know. We talk a lot about, is Lowell the right place? Is Boston the right place? What fans do we lose by moving to Boston, and what fans have struggled to come to our games in Lowell? And is it a slam dunk either way? I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to that. I think that being able to pull from Merrimack Valley and from North Shore and New Hampshire, like you said, was a really big part of our fan base, and we're really appreciative for those people who came out and supported us all year, and just really grateful for the Lowell community. And if we move to Boston, I imagine that we get some more of the South Shore and closer to the city, and maybe that's preferable for people who can take the T in and can use public transportation to get to us. But wherever we end up, we're gonna make it home, and we're gonna be excited to fill that stadium with as many fans as we can get.
All right. Well, if there's no final questions, then we'll let Danielle and Courtney go. Thank you guys for your time, and thank you everyone for joining and for your questions. I'll be sharing the recording with everybody so that you have it to reference and look back on for quotes as you need. But thank you guys for your coverage all season long and for being here today.
Thank you for your time,
Thank
Faith.
you.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Danielle.
Yes,
y'all.
thank all of you very much.
Everyone, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.